SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on the Sunday look like shots on the Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Hour 3 on a pain-free Friday on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Everybody's figuring that out finally, thank God. And Carver High, a nice hit already. Cubs on the run line. I had them at even money, laying the run and a half. They win 5-1 today at Wrigley over the Angels. The Angels stink. Cubs haven't been that much better, but they've been able to handle their business lately at Wrigley when they've had to. They've scored some runs of late.
And a complete game for the steel mill today. He went the full 9.
Finally.
And honestly, finally indeed, he was probably tired of the bullpen blowing games for him. His numbers had not been bad.
Right.
He didn't have any wins because things just didn't go well for him, leaving after 6 innings and tie games or the team not scoring runs. He said, I'll do it myself today, thanks. You guys all sit down there on the side. I'll take care of business. So the steel mill getting
involved.
How
about yesterday? Your boy Hap, yeah. He hit home runs from both sides.
Yeah, a 2-homer game for Hap, double-sided for you as he gets the job done. He's been hot too, leads the Cubbies in RBIs. He's had a very good season for them. We're going to get to tonight's games. They're in extra time, 98th minute. Portugal and France 0-0 right now, as we'll see. I was saying to you about Mbappe. You're telling me if somebody threw an elbow at Mbappe's nose right now, it wouldn't hurt him? I mean, that thing looks paper thin, that thing that he's wearing on his face. Like, come on, enough. I'm sure some orthopedist or, nasal doctor will tell me that it's helping, but I don't believe it, Scotty.
He actually, got smacked in the face by a ball earlier that was deflected and smashed him right in the face and right in the nose again. At least it didn't bleed like when he broke it. It bled badly.
Yeah. He sure did. Let's start tonight. We mentioned before it is Paul Skeens night in Pittsburgh. It'll be a hot ticket at PNC with the Mets in town. Skeens on the mound. Here we go. Skeens minus 140. Severino goes for the Mets at plus $120. 7.5 the total tonight.
Yeah, how is the money is so on the over? I'm on the under here. I think Severino's been really good for the Mets. We already know what Skeens does. So dangerous, this game. I think you're almost better off betting it on the money line with that juice than you are laying a 1.5. it seems like every time the Pirates win a game, it's by 1 run in extra innings or otherwise. They don't win games by 2 runs, but they play their best when this guy pitches. He's 4-0. I'd be more interested in that minus $140. If I can get it any lower than that, I'd do it.
The Cardinals are in D.C. tonight against the Nationals to open a weekend series. Sonny Gray and Patrick Corbin on the hill. Cardinals minus 165 road favorite, plus $135 for the Nats. Flat 9, the big total.
Yeah, I like the over, but I like Sonny Gray here on the run line at even money, laying the 1.5. I think that, let's face it, if you look at Corbin's numbers, it's a disaster. It's like a landfill. I mean, honestly, he's 1-8 with a 5.4 ERA, and his whip is gigantic. He's walking too many guys. He's given up too many big hits and a lot of runs. I like the Cardinals again here to win in D.C.
Red Sox are in the Bronx against the Yankees. Tanner Houck and nasty Nestor Cortez. Yankees minus 140 tonight. Plus 120 for the Sox and a flat 8.
I mean, honestly, how did they miss that goal? Oh, my God, Portugal. I'm losing my mind over here trying to watch this and do this. They just had a glory. Did you see that chance? How did they miss that? What is just happening here? All right, so let's get back to the business at hand. I bet the Red Sox at plus $118 this morning. How in God's name are the Yankees favored? They haven't won a game in a month, and this guy gives up long balls in that sandbox. And all I know is we've already talked about all the guys that kill the Yankees, Devers, etc. Also are nasty, gives up home runs. A, B, C, they're not winning. D, they're getting swept by the Reds. They've gone 4-13 in their last 17 games. Now all of a sudden they're going to get hot tonight. But I am worried. Why is that minus $140? How in God's name are they favored? It must be that I'm going to get stung on this bet. I still bet on the Red Sox at plus 118 to win.
I like the over tonight. I think they'll both score some runs off of both of those pitchers. I could see my little 7-5, 7-6 type game at the stadium out there. 2 of the 3 worst teams in baseball, and there are 3 teams that are head and shoulders worse than everyone else. That's the White Sox and the Marlins who get together tonight. The Rockies would be that 3rd team. Drew Thorpe for the White Sox. Brian Hoeing for the Fish, who are minus 135 at home, plus $110 for Chicago and a flat 8.
God, how do you even want to look at this terrible game?
Oh, you can't.
I mean, honestly, this is the most dangerous bet you ever made in your life. I'll take the White Sox at plus 115, and I have no reason why.
I was going to say the same thing. I would take the White Sox.
Look, both pitchers are young. They've got 20 innings of work between each of them, 40 total innings of work. You just can't trust either one of them. No. They both pitched once or twice, and they did decent, so they have these low ERAs. I am not fooled for 1 second by these two, and those lie numbers is what they are. Those are lies. I don't believe it. These teams both are terrible. Now all of a sudden I'm looking at 2 aces. My ass.
The Tigers are in Cincinnati at Great American. It'll be Reese Olson and Carson Spires tonight. The Reds are minus 120. Tigers even money and an 8.5.
Look, Olson's bad luck. That's all I know. And the Reds are playing really good. They kicked the Yankees' ass. I don't think it's that crazy to lay the $130. And I'll lay the 1.5 at plus $158. I think they'll kick their ass. And I like the over as well. They're scoring runs. They're playing well. They're at home. I like all of it. A recipe. I like it 3 different ways.
Giants are in Cleveland this weekend against the Guardians. Eric Miller and Tanner Beebe tonight in the opener. Cleveland minus $185, plus 150 for San Francisco. Flat 8 here in this one.
I like the over in this one as well, and I like Beebe. I think they're unbelievable. I mean, all they do is win. So I'm not afraid here of the run line at plus 115 to lay it with the Guardians.
We mentioned earlier the lead that Philadelphia has over the Braves in the NL East. They'll meet this weekend in Atlanta. Aaron Nola and Max Fried, really good pitching matchup tonight. Minus 135 for the Braves, plus 115 for the Phillies, and a 7.5.
I think the Phillies own the Braves in the playoffs. I think Fried can beat them tonight in Hot Town. I'm going to take a step. Without Harper, without Schwarbaum, they're not the same team. I'll take Fried on the run line here if it's going to pay me $1.58 if the Braves can win this game by a couple runs.
Rays are in Arlington against the Rangers. It'll be Shane Baz against. They have Andrew Heaney listed here. I have Andrew Heaney on the book, and I have Michael Lorenzen on the ESPN app. So we got a couple different pitching potentials here. Either way, minus 115 for the Rays, minus 105 for Texas, and an 8.5 on the total.
Yeah, I have no idea. I see the same problem you do. Nobody knows who's pitching, who's playing, this and that. I'll take the Rays at that price at minus $1.15.
Rays at that price, minus $1.15. Houston and Minnesota at Target. Sean Dubin against Pablo Lopez tonight in the opener. Twins minus 155, plus 130 for the Stros, and a flat 8.
Look, I am not getting off of the Astros at $1.30. They've won 12 of 14. All they do is win. You're giving me $1.30 tonight to beat Lopez? I'm all in. Give me Houston.
Hey, Lopez, a lot of long balls this year too, Scotty. 17 homers he's allowed. A lot of long balls.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
Late
sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Once a day, play BetMGM's free to play. Swing for the fences. You're going to love it. You can win great daily prizes. Play as a batter, pick an area of the strike zone. Get a single, double, triple, homer, or even a flyout. Free to play. Account holders of BetMGM who play the Swing for the Fences is going to have a chance to win great rewards if they get a hit. Rewards include parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, single game parlay boost tokens, bonus spins in eligible casino states, and even bonus bets. All rewards expire in 24 hours. You're going to love it. Swing for the fences at BetMGM. We still got some more games to hit here. One note, Mbappe left that game for the second extra time, 15 minutes. He's out, bag of ice on the nose. They replaced him, so he can't kick in penalties if it goes to PKs at the end of this thing at zeros, still scoreless, with 14 minutes left before they go to penalty kicks. I know Ronaldo's still in the game, but you said it. He played 105 minutes, and now he's out, done.
The only thing I could think of is, and of course I gave him the business after it happened, that, what does that thing on his nose actually do? You said that he took that one shot, in the nose before. He went right to the bag of ice. I guess it's possible he's in a lot of pain from it. You go 105, you'd think you could go the last 15 and be able to take maybe the first penalty kick and be done. But I guess there was too much pain for him, Scott. He had to go out, so no Mbappe here. But they have enough guys, world-class players, that if this gets to PKs, there's no excuse. Those guys should still be able to get them home, potentially.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that's the difference. He's not out there. We'll see if they can get it done. This, it smells like it's headed to that, but I'll tell you one thing. Portugal, they could still score here. You never know. We've been talking about Ronaldo not scoring at all. What if he were to score now? They just missed a header. Oh, the humanity on the side of the net. Portugal.
They've had the better chances here in the extra time. They've had 2 or 3 excellent shots to take the lead, and they haven't. Remember, we thought the last one was headed towards it too. And in the 119th minute, Spain went ahead. So anything's possible here with 13 minutes left to go. All right, let's finish tonight. Kansas City is in Colorado at Coors. Cole Reagans and Kyle Freeland for us tonight. Minus 185 for Kansas City, plus 150 for the Rockies, and a 10.5.
I mean, Freeland's a disaster, giving up runs. And Ronald Reagans has pitched his ass off. Look, I'm on Kansas City here. There's no way I'm laying that juice, so I'm going to go high risk and lay the 1.5. And I'm also going over. Everybody thinks it's going to be an under tonight. Meanwhile, your boy Freeland gives up 8 runs a game.
He gives up a ton of runs. That's why I went after him earlier with the Taters with the lion's share. We'll see if we can go out, get a few off of him tonight. The Diamondbacks are in San Diego at Petco. Hopefully they get themselves a little soft serve ice cream. Hell knows Christian Walker deserves one. Slade Ciccone and Randy Vasquez. Gas Can City here. Minus 115 for the Snakes. Minus 105 for the Friars. 8.5 the total. Up, and away for me, Scotty. I love this over.
Yeah, and, this is the start of an 8-game homestand for the Friars in Petco, and you got to be kidding me. That price at minus $1.05, I like them right there. Boom. I'll take that.
The Orioles are in Oakland at the Dump. They'll have Albert Suarez against Double H. Hogan Harris going for the A's here. Minus 165 for the O's, plus 140 for Oakland, and an 8.5.
I mean, I love Suarez here. I love the Orioles here. I'm going to lay the 1.5 at minus $1.05. I'm going to go over the 8.5. I think they'll score 9 themselves.
I'm with you. I think they're going to hammer this Hogan Harris. The Blue Jays are in Seattle against the Mariners. Kevin Gausman and Louis Castillo tonight. Minus 140 for the M's, plus 120 for the Jays. Flat 7 the total here.
I'm with you on Raleigh, so I got to keep rolling with Castillo here. And again, I'm going to run line it because I can get $1.58 if they can do what they do. They play well at home. So I'll go for it there. And a lot of people on the over here at over 7. I think that can happen too.
I think it absolutely could happen. And finally, the Brewers and the Dodgers get together at Chavez Ravine. Tyler Glasnow goes for L.A. Aaron Savale making his first start for the Brewers after the trade from Tampa. Minus 2 Bills for the Dodgers, plus 165 for the Brew Crew. 7.5 the total.
Yeah, I love Glasnow, and the Dodgers on the run line here. Glasnow just strikes guys out, dominates. I think Savali will struggle in his first start with the Brewers, particularly at Chavez Ravine.
Yeah, I like this over too. I think the Dodgers are going to beat up on Savali. And, Glasnow hasn't been great his last couple starts. So I think that he might be good for a couple runs as well. Last thing for the baseball, I gave you all the taters earlier, but look at this now they're giving us. These are the most bet players to homer tonight, Scotty. We don't have any of these guys, the most bet players. Judge, Gunnar, Alonso, Devers, Soto. These are the most bet to homer tonight around Major League Baseball.
Well, look, I certainly would be interested in Judge or Devers, and we're already on your Red Sox tater, so you know what happens at Yankee Stadium with that short porch, so it doesn't even matter the way they've been playing lately. They're giving up home runs all over the ballpark. Monument Park, dead center, off steakhouses, left field, upper deck. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Everywhere. They're just wearing out. All the fans are getting lots of souvenirs. All right, we'll come back. I do have the numbers for all these other soccer matches that are going to be going on. We have the 2 Euro games tomorrow, England, Switzerland, Netherlands, Turkey. I've got these Copa games, 1 tonight with Venezuela and Canada, the 2 tomorrow, Colombia, Panama, Uruguay, and Brazil. So I will give you all of that. We are hopeful. We will definitely know who wins this by the time we leave coast to coast today as well, whether it's kicks or otherwise, between Portugal and France.
Yeah, I'm kind of pulling for Portugal, to be honest with you.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. He was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So, what was it? Last week I hit that Switzerland plus 230. There's no reason why I'm not going to go back to the well with them tomorrow against England. I thought England got lucky that they got into this game. You score in a 95th minute, and then you get another one from Kane. I mean, they got it done. I won't deny that they were brilliant late. There's no getting around it, but Switzerland gets absolutely no respect in any game they play. I mean, look at this, plus 250. Are you kidding me? I already hit it at 230 once. Why not? I mean, I think they can beat England.
Yeah, look, here's the numbers for Switzerland and England. It's actually gone to plus 275 now, and this is the 90-minute line, plus 120 for England, plus 195 for the draw. To qualify, Scotty, if you want to take the 90 out of it, is Switzerland plus 135, England minus 175. So that's for tomorrow's matchup. I'm with you. I think Swiss is very live once again in this match. They are a tough team to play against, and especially if you give up the first goal to them, they will sit everyone back in that box and play great defensive football. England could be in a lot of trouble tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I'm going for it. I'll go for it both ways. Why not? If I can get that at 275 and then plus what'd you say, $1.35, I'm all for it.
Yep, go both sides with it. Portugal with another great chance here. 117th minute. They've been the better side. It's going to be crushing for them if they lose in PKs to France, Scotty, because I just feel they've had the better of the play.
Right. France
really
gets
the
so
majority
lucky.
of this game.
How can you never score a goal the whole tournament and be in the semis? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's amazing to think about. It is. Netherlands and Turkey is the second game tomorrow. 90-minute line. Netherlands minus $1.75. Turkey plus 450. Draw plus 310 to qualify. Turkey plus 260, Netherlands minus 350. So heavy favorites here, the Dutch.
I mean, I just don't see a way out of this. I'm not betting that juice. There's just no way. So that's like what that's saying to me is that it's already a done deal. They're going to win. That's what those odds say. They have no chance. So what do I have to lose? No one thought Turkey was going to even win the last game, and they did. Remember, they came out and scored twice quickly. You're telling me, what are the numbers for 90 and to qualify for Turkey?
For Turkey, you get for 90 minutes plus 450 if they won it in 90.
God.
To qualify in 90 extra time or penalty kicks is plus 260 for them. So,
look, I will take a couple of shekels on to qualify. I think it's going to take more than 90 minutes for them to get past this team. So I'm going to go, what do I have to lose if I get that 260?
Generally, in these things, if you get the massive upset, it's in the extra time / penalty kick portion of the program. It's rare that the big dog wins in 90 minutes in these things, in these knockout rounds of these major tournaments. So there you go with the Euros. And here comes France now. No, that's on the other side. So 2 minutes to go here. It looks like we're going to get kicks between France and Portugal. All right, Copa tonight. First of all, last night, it was like similar, right? Ecuador, I thought was better, especially in the last 30 minutes of that game against Argentina. But they don't play the extra time. They tied the game late, and they go straight to kicks, and none of them could score on the Argentina goalie. It was embarrassing. How do you get the kicks, and nobody can score? So Ecuador deserved to lose, Scotty, as far as I'm concerned. There's Canada tonight, plus 195. You've got Venezuela at plus 160. The draw is plus 195.
I mean, honestly, it's brutal. I have no idea. You tell me. I guess I would. I'm going to pull for Canada for the Prime Minister and for Gabe. Root for Canada. What do I care about Venezuela?
I like the American coach, Marsh, and I upset the Americans didn't hire him. So I hope he wins and goes to the semis of the Copa with Canada, just to shove it in the United States Soccer Federation's face a little bit more. So I'll root for that. That's what I'll do. Man, Portugal was close there, Scotty, with another chance. Very close.
It's the end of extra time, so we're going to PKs, baby. It's...
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on the Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We'll go to penalty kicks in Hamburg between Portugal and France. Remember, no Mbappe came out of the game in the second extra session, so they're not going to have him out there. We'll see if Carver High's right about France can do it without him. They got so many guys that can nail it, and we'll see what happens. It's pressure time now. Adam Calvert is our NFL insider. He's been covering the NFL for almost 30 years. You can follow him on X for free at Kaplan NFL. I recommend that highly. Today, we're doing another division pre-training camp breakdown. This time, my favorite division, the AFC North. And we'll start with the favorites, the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, it's funny you say they're the favorites because it's by a slim margin if you look at the latest odds, which we'll get into. So the Ravens, first of all, 10.5 wins, right, which they should get. Minus 140, and the under is plus 115. I can't see them going under. They're going to get some of their injured players back, but we're going to get into an issue, though, that they have on defense. Then to win the North, they're a slight favorite, and we'll get into that as well, at plus 135. So if you like them to win a division, now's the time to get it at plus 135. Now, the one issue for this football team is on defense. They have a new defensive coordinator in Zach Orr. You might remember him as a player. He's been a linebackers coach for the last 3 years. He is just 32 years old, which he turned in June. Scott, when you look at this, he's replacing Mike McDonald, who did a great job. He's now the head coach of the Seahawks. That is a factor. A first-time play caller on defense. Yes, they'll run the same scheme, but he's going to have his own way of calling it. You just don't know how well he's going to do. That, to me, is a concern. And look, Lamar Jackson's back, of course. And then you've got really the same offensive scheme. Todd Monken is their offensive coordinator in year 2 with Lamar. And now you had Derrick Henry. They should be incredible on offense. Is he gonna hand it off to Henry? Is he gonna throw it, or is he gonna run? So I don't worry about the offense. It's the defense now with Zach Orr, and probably why they're only plus 135 right now. That's actually a pretty good number if you like the Ravens.
So he's been there 2 years, so he knows everything that they do. Harbaugh must have a lot of confidence in him to let him call the shots defensively.
Oh yeah, look, he was a player for them. He left briefly to coach elsewhere. He came back as a linebackers coach for 2 years. Now, we'll see how he runs his scheme. Mike McDonald didn't run it exactly like his predecessor, Wink Martindale. So, look, there are going to be some differences. There's no question about it. And that, to me, is the only reason why I think this division could be close. And we'll get into the Bengals and other teams here. And you're right. The AFC North, the only division in the National Football League last season of the 8 where all teams had a winning record. It's hard to do, but they did it.
How do you think King Henry will do there?
Awesome. Because, again, you've got the RPO. Is Lamar going to pull it and run? Is he going to pull it and throw? Or is he going to hand it off to Derrick Henry? It's just it's fascinating to see how this thing's going to work. And let's not forget, The Ravens wanted Henry at the trade deadline. They couldn't work out the deal with the Titans. Now they got him as a free agent. He's got a 2-year deal here, so they'll see how he does. The word I got from league sources on Henry, the long speed isn't quite what it used to be, but everything else is there. He hasn't lost it yet. Probably does have 2 good years in him. But the one issue that you have for them is what's going to happen on defense.
All right, what about the Bengals?
Yeah, this one surprises me. And you and I talked about this about a month ago, and the steam now on the Bengals is even getting higher. Their win total of 10.5 is minus 145. So clearly, people are betting on the Bengals. They believe the return of Burrow, that's why this is happening, is huge. They were 9-8 last season, didn't make the playoffs, but with Jake Browning closing the season, he did a good job as their backup. If you want the under, it's plus 120. So clearly, everyone is on the Bengals here. There's no question about it. To win the North, they're plus 165. I find it fascinating. It's clear the return of Burrow. What I don't like is the trade of Joe Mixon and replacing him with Zach Moss, who's basically been a very good backup in his career. He's really not a starter. Did a good job filling in for Jonathan Taylor with the Colts before Taylor got his contract situation straightened out. But to me, that's a downgrade. Defensively, they're going to get some injured players back. They're a little shaky in the secondary. They got 2 new starters at safety. The Ravens are the clear favorite there. To me, I get it. People are betting on the Bengals because Burrow's back. Ravens are clearly the better team. I have issues on the back end with the Bengals, but they're going to have to outscore teams to get back, not only back to the playoffs, but to make a deep run. But again, 10.5 wins. The over, to me, is that's a tough play where clearly people think it could happen.
And it sounds like you don't.
I don't. No, I don't. You and I shouldn't be in agreement. The last time we talked about the Bengals a while back, I think they're the hype team. The return of Burrow, by the way, he's good from this wrist surgery. He's ready to go. He returned in OTAs. That's not the problem. T. Higgins he's back. He signed his franchise tender. He's back. This will probably be the last year with the football team. So in the end here, it's really tight. This division is so competitive. You can make a case for any of the 4 teams to win it, but the Ravens are the clear favorite here.
All right, the Browns at 8.5 wins.
How I get it. Watson has been a disaster. There's no question about it. And by the way, by contract structure, they're locked in through 2026. They can't get out of it. They could trade him, but nobody's going to take him. He's making $45 million a year, fully guaranteed. So, look, he hadn't played good football since 2020, where he was tremendous on a bad football team. He had his right shoulder surgery. He did throw it during their OTAs. He'll be ready for training camp. The big story there on offense is Nick Chubb. The question is when is he going to be ready? They know it's an issue. They signed veteran Deontay Foreman. Naheem Hines is a third down back possibly, also as a kickoff returner. But the bottom line is this is a really well-coached team, good scheme. Kevin Stefanski had a great year. You saw what Joe Flacco did for them to bring them to the playoffs. Almost all of their starters are back on defense. 9 are back. This is a really good team here. I'm going to say this right now. If Watson plays well, when you and I watch, and everybody watching here on SportsGrid watches him, and if we could all agree that he's played well this season, they got a real shot to win that AFC North. And by the way, they're plus 500 to win the AFC North.
And will they get a Cooper deal done?
Yeah, so they're trying to get it done. They're not there yet. Cooper's on the last year of his deal, $20 million, not guaranteed. It's not like they're going to cut him or trade him. He's going to be there. They added Jerry Jeudy on offense. They're going to play more 11 personnel this season. That's not Stefanski's forte, but as I understand it, their plan is to add the 3 receiver sets with Elijah Moore. But look, bottom line is this is a really good team, very well-coached team. Cooper's not going anywhere. They've got really to the start of training camp to get this done. Teams typically don't like to go on through training camp to the regular season. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get an extension done.
They have their entire offensive line back, 9 starters back on defense. And this Stefanski's a couple times been coach of the year. He's done a great job with that staff. That defense was sick under Schwartz. I am telling you, they're going over that number. What about my Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, now see, it's funny. And I think the fans, I get it. You're from Pittsburgh. You know this. There's the faction that says, hey, Tomlin's a great coach, never had a losing record. Then there are ones who bring up not winning a playoff game since 2017. People are skeptical. There's no question about Russell Wilson. Why do I say that? 7.5 wins. The over is minus 175. Folks, you can say what you want about Russell Wilson. He's an upgrade over Kenny Pickett and everybody, and Mitch Trubisky and anyone else who played last season. The bottom line is 7.5 is what they're going to get over that. They're going to have 9 or 10 wins. Every team in that division for the second straight year is going to have a winning record, and the under is plus 145. Now to win that division, it's going to be hard. I don't see them doing it of the other three. The other three have a shot, obviously a very good shot. One of those 3 teams will win it. Ravens the favorite, but the Steelers are the toughest one, and I would agree with this one plus 700. I just don't see it.
And, I mean, they had so many injuries last year. Their offensive line is finally allegedly good, allegedly better. Their defense had so many injuries in the back end, even their linebackers, even Watt. It was one injury after the next. That's the thing I think they have to worry about, and I'm worried about Art Smith. I haven't been a fan of his at all. His work in Atlanta was bunk, and now he's running it. They have had... This is 2 in a row that they have. This Canada and now this guy. No wonder the fans are upset. Adam, great stuff.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Carver High, France moves on in PKs. They hit every one of them. You were dead right. Portugal hit the left post and missed one, and that was all she wrote. I mean, every one of those blasts by France was dead on, easy. All of the goals were easy. That goalie never sniffed one of them, and they'll take on Spain in the semis.
Yeah, that was a clinical how to take penalty kicks right there by France. I mean, every single one blasted into a top corner. Goalie had no chance on the Portugal side to stop any of them. And, you know, you get it unlucky. You know, you hit the post, which is what Portugal did on the third shooter there, and that's that. And it's nice to see that from France because, honestly, I feel like in both the Copa and the Euros so far, it's been plagued with a lot of teams just being awful at penalties, including Ecuador last night, like I was saying to you. So to see France just completely do what you're supposed to do from the spot. It's pretty impressive.
It really is. You forgot to give me your play for Uruguay and Brazil. That is in the Copa quarters. That's important.
Yes, we have those two. Colombia, Panama. Colombia really should have no problem with Panama in that first game tomorrow night. And as far as Uruguay and Brazil goes, I got to tell you, I haven't been very impressed with Brazil so far in these Copas. I like Uruguay tomorrow night with the upset. Give me Uruguay against Brazil.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you there. Brazil, their last game, a draw, 1-1. It is what it is. Here they are. I mean, it's tough to doubt them. It's tough to bet against them, but Uruguay's tough. Let's go. I'm with you.
They're very tough indeed. All right, let's get a couple of other things done here. Of course, NBA free agency has cooled down. By the way, Summer League gets going when we come back from the weekend. So you're going to have all of that in full force. The California Classic,
Tomorrow.
Salt Lake, and then a week from today, next Friday, is when Vegas starts with the Summer League. So right around the corner for you. They've already got the Bronny posters up. One reporter took pictures at the airport for the Summer League. They have all the Summer League ads when you get off your plane. There's Bronny front and center on all the Summer League ads over at Harry Reid. So get ready for a lot of him. Utah have several teams interested in Lauri Markkanen, including the Warriors, Heat, Spurs, and Kings. Markkanen has 1 year left on his deal, Scotty, which is why all of this is going on. It is nice that they're actually listening to some other teams now. It sounded a couple days ago like it was going to be the Warriors. Other teams have gotten involved.
Well, I got to be honest. I thought DeRozan sounded like he was going to Miami, and then that kind of fizzled. So they could sure use him. If they're interested in Markkanen and going for it, they better make a strong push because, frankly, in my opinion, they've done nothing else.
I agree. They've done nothing down there, so they need to get some extra offense from somewhere. Markkanen surely would be that.
They
Also
got the
on the
rookie
trade
Ware.
front,
They gave him his deal, but out of Indiana. But he's not going to carry anything. He'll be, I think he'll be interesting to watch develop. But I don't think he's a dominant starting, going right in and kicking ass and taking names. But he is a 7-footer. He's a little lean. He's very skinny. We'll see how that works out for him in with the big boys.
The other guy that's available for trade right now, it seems like, is Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans. The Kings are allegedly heavily in the mix for Ingram, Scotty. So the Kings, we're hearing the Kings with all of these teams. So it sounds like the Kings want to add another piece to the crew that they already have.
Well, I got to be honest. I like Brandon Ingram's game more than Markkanen's. I think he does more inside and outside and getting to the 10 and scoring and average and consistency. I don't deny Markkanen can shoot. I don't deny his size. Fair enough. But Ingram can flat out play. What I'm hearing is Herter and Barnes for this deal to happen. I think that if they get their hands on Ingram, that's what it would cost them. I'll tell you what. I'm willing to deal Herter, but I think Barnes has been an enormous piece for them and a great player for them, and they might rue the day they get rid of him.
They might, indeed. The Warriors officially have Buddy Hield now, sign and trade from the Sixers, so Buddy Hield joins, but the Warriors clearly are not done. They're looking for other guys. And finally, with the basketball, Slovenia and Luka to face Greece and Giannis, Olympic qualifying semis. So there's one spot left here, Scotty.
That's
and
it.
The winner of that game is going to be in the final with a chance to go to the Olympics and join those regular pools in Paris. So one of those two studs not going to be in France in a couple weeks.
Yeah, the loser goes home. So there is enormous stakes here for this game. And Luka's unbelievable. We'll see if Giannis can beat him. It's really it's Luka against Giannis. That's all there is to it.
Luka's unbelievable, but I watched a clip of him. I guess because people post these things on social media. In the Slovenia game the other day, he's had no break. Right, went all the way to the NBA Finals. Hasn't had a break. He's dragging himself up and down the court. I know Giannis didn't finish the year. He was a little banged up, but I think he's fresher. And you probably get a better Giannis in the game than you would get from Luka.
Did you see this guy playing in this qualifying? I mean, Giannis looks so much better than everyone on the floor. He's humiliating people, and he's blocking shots into tomorrow. He's swatting shots 20 rows deep into the stands. Yeah, I think that's a good buy. I think you're right. That's a great point that he is, at some level, gassed. He has never stopped balling, and he's all beat up fat to begin with. And you play all the way to the finals and get whacked, and then you got to go play in this. I think you're right. I think Greece might be the play.
Dak Prescott was seen in a walking boot. I saw the picture of him dealing with a foot injury, but allegedly not serious, and he's going to be fine in a few weeks for training camp. Yeah, I just walk around with boots on my foot, when nothing's wrong, Scotty. A couple weeks before training camp, I'm just keeping a boot on my foot during the 4th of Ferrall holiday, hanging out. Why not?
Just in case something happens. He said when he goes deep sea fishing, he gets swollen ankles. I'm like, okay, whatever. This is a problem. That's surgically repaired ankle.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. He was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Time for leftovers with Carver High.
It is time for that. Let's go. Josh Jacobs says that Jordan Love will be the next great superstar in the NFL. Well, why not? The Packers have just been blessed with 2 great franchise quarterbacks in a row. We might as well make it a third in a row for them. God, it must be nice. LeVar Arrington Jr. commits to Penn State, so going to play where his father played for the Nittany Lions, one of the best recruits out there. John Jones says he's going to fight at Madison Square Garden in November. Speculation is that it'll be against Stipe Miocic. And then isn't he going to, didn't he say that he's going to quit after that too? Like he's going to think about quitting after that fight?
I think that's not happening. What's going to happen is when he's done with this fight, if he wins, he's going to fight Pereira, and they're going to make more money than God.
That would be one people would watch. I don't disagree with you there. The WBC has expelled Ryan Garcia.
And they should.
This guy is so far off, the grid. It's not even funny. I mean, this guy is nuts. Yeah, and we obviously don't even all the stuff he said. I mean, this guy's out of his mind. What happened to this guy? It gets worse every week.
Well, I
Ryan
think it's
Garcia.
Well, first of all, losing sent him on a tailspin. Then he started obviously drinking his face off. Everywhere I saw him in Vegas when I was there, he was drunk. I mean, not like buzzed. He was drunk, flat out inebriated. He started up with Caleb Plant saying filthy things to him that started a brawl in the third row at the Grand Garden Arena. And it was offensive stuff that he said then. And then he went out and played poker and embarrassed himself and looked like Jimmy Butler was going to take his head off. Now he's on some podcast dropping racial slurs left and right. And now he's finished. They've banned him. He needs help. He's clearly, I think he's just drinking his onions off, and he's out of control, and God only knows what else he's using.
Hayden, don't call me Jerry Springer, shot a 59 yesterday at the John Deere Classic, the 14th sub-60 round in PGA Tour history, the second in 3 weeks. If you remember, Cameron Young had one at the Travelers a few weeks ago. He's now tied for the lead at 14 under. He's 2 under through 10 today. Patrick Bertoletti wins the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest with 58 dogs. I think he was like 9 or 10 to 1 too, Scotty. He was a little bit of a nice price for Bertoletti to win that. So congrats if you had him. Miki Sudo won the women's title with 51, a record for her.
We hit that.
Former United States women's coach Jill Ellis accused of abusive behavior by some of her players. Of course, she coached a lot of those World Cup and Olympic gold-winning teams.
All right, Ferrall finish. I want to ask you, first of all, I love shark attacks and those stories. How about 4 by the same shark at South Padre Island, Texas? Tell them what happened, Carver High.
A shark bites one person, they open the beach back up. The same shark bites another person, they keep the beach open. The shark bites a third person, they keep the beach open. Oh, the 4th time when they took the poor woman's leg off this shark, now we close the beach. It took 4 shark bites for them to close this beach in Texas. What are we doing? Honestly.
Don't go in water that you can't see underneath you. Only go in turquoise water. You might still see it coming, but you probably won't have a chance either way. Unbelievable. Ohio tourist bitten by a shark at a Florida beach while playing football in knee-deep water. Remember, don't go in the water. There's things you cannot see. Go to the pool. Shark attacks are up big. At least 3 dead after alleged drunk driver mows down 9 pedestrians here in New York City on the 4th of Ferrall at a party. The drunk driver annihilating 9 people, 3 dead. A woman doused with bleach and bludgeoned by 4 in a New York City furniture store. Mugging. It sounded like more than a mugging to me. They bludgeoned her. Armed robbers posing as delivery drivers raid a Colorado family's home, and they assault the children while they're at it. A monster 220-pound fish caught in the Hudson River. I thought I was just going to the fireworks show. Little did I know there were sea creatures underneath the brown, murky waters of the Hudson. Do not go in dark water. You have no idea what is under you. Former American Ninja Warrior champ sentenced to 10 years in prison for child porn. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday on Coast to Coast.